What's going on, y'all? Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. Hey, this is Crystal Taylor, the owner of Fitness is Not a Game. I am your health and fitness coach who specializes in helping women over 40 lose weight without dieting or exercising for more than 30 minutes at a time. If you are here with me now, say, hey, let me know that you're here. If you're catching this on the replay, do me a favor and type replay in the chats, and I will come back and holla at you. All right. So, y'all, what are we talking about today? It's Fitness Friday. We're on day 25, I believe. Day 25 of the Gone in 30 Days Belly Fat Challenge. And it's crazy how fast that time went by. It feels like just yesterday we started. Loving it in all the ways. But tomorrow, the message that we're having tomorrow is about portion control. So I wanted to make sure that we have that conversation today. Well, the email's going out tomorrow about portion control, but I want to have a conversation today if that's all right with y'all. All right. Because I know that so many people struggle when it comes to portion control. Oh, it's Friday, y'all. It's the end of the year. It's time to stop playing. Is that all right? I feel like at this point, I gotta be super duper real with y'all. I'm always real, but now I gotta be super real, right? All right. So with that being said, drink some water. Ha! Because here we go. All right. So this is the thing. I had this conversation the other night, and I want to make something absolutely clear. It's not the fried chicken, the pizza, the cupcakes, the ice cream, the chips, the mashed potatoes, the french fries. Um, it's none of that. The soda, it's none of that. None of those things are what's making you overweight, chunky, fat, whatever you want to call it. Folks are like, I need to cut out, I shouldn't eat. They're not the issue. You the issue. Your relationship with those foods and drinks, that's the issue. It's not the actual food that you're consuming. It's how much of it, how frequently, the balance between that and other things. For anybody, if this is your first time, rock with me, first time seeing me, hey, drop a one in the chat. If this is your first time seeing me and you're like, who is this chick and what is she talking? If you one of my OGs, type OG in the chat. And my OGs will let you know that I don't believe in restriction by any means. By any means. I want you to enjoy what you enjoy. But you do still have to be mindful of how much you enjoy it. Because let's be clear, it's not just about our vanity, it's not just about our weight loss goals. Real talk, a lot of the foods and drinks that we like, they become health issues. So it's a matter of asking yourself, like, dang, am I willing to die to just keep eating these things? I told y'all we gotta be real at this point. And not just it being the end of the week, the end of the year. Y'all, most of us are 40, 50, 60 plus. This ain't the time to play with our health anymore. So we have to ask ourselves that. So it's not that I want you to stop eating things. I want you to be mindful of how much you eat them, how much you consume in that setting. Portion control is key. And a lot of times when people hear portion control, they're thinking about every single meal that day. Hey, Miss Edney, I want you to think about we can take that portion control. Even let's put in the chat what you feel your biggest guilty pleasure is when it comes to snacks and food and eating or whatever, right? I don't believe in calling anything a good or bad food, but I accept that it's like you feel guilty, but you love it so much. That's what I would rather you just go ahead and admit that. You love it so much. Whatever you choose, I would say for me, I'm a savory girl. I love some chips and popcorn and nuts. I do. That's I love some chips. Okay, so I said ice cream and sweet snacks. Here we go. So when we talk about portion control, I see chocolate and grilled cheese. Oh, I had grilled cheese in a minute. I saw somebody making a grilled cheese the other day, and I was like, oh, I think I dreamt about it. Anywho, get back on track, Crystal. All right, let's take the ice cream. I have a client who absolutely loves ice cream, and it might be her talking about it. No, it's not. So she absolutely loves ice cream, but I always say it's not a point of removing it. It's how frequently are we going to portion that out, and how much of it do we eat when we have it? I would much rather you have a scoop of ice cream 2 to 3 days a week, as opposed to once a week you just gorging out with 3, 4 scoops. Mm-mm. For a number of reasons. One, that is like too much. You don't need that. When you look at the serving sizes, that's too much. But a lot of times that's trying to make up for all the time that you told yourself, no, girl, you don't want it. Yes, you do, but no, you shouldn't have it. No, psychologically, that's too much of a mind play. Whereas you say, you know what, I've balanced this in to my weekly diet. So today is my ice cream day. And because I don't restrict myself from it too much, I don't have as many cravings for it. So I'm okay with having a scoop today and being happy. Let me know if this makes any sense. Hey, Brother Benjamin, you're very welcome. Let me know if that makes sense. Because guess what? When you have that scoop of ice cream, that's probably going to be anywhere from 150 to 250 calories, real talk, depending on which ice cream you have. That is more manageable within your day, as opposed to you all of a sudden getting four. And now that's in one day. So you've added what? 6, 7, 8, 900 calories on top of your regular food for the day. And then you expect your body to burn that thing off. Let me know if that makes sense. So it's not that you shouldn't be eating it at all. It's about how you portion it out. Now that's just with desserts, right? Because that the guilty pleasures. Because I know so many people like, I just gotta get rid of them. No, don't do that. Don't do that. You like them. But it is a matter of resetting how we've been programmed to look at it. But when we look at our daily activities, y'all, there are a few things I want y'all to keep in mind and to do when it comes to portion control, because that's what's wrong. Well, everybody, folks keep talking about, I'm sorry, y'all. I told y'all I was about to be real today. Drink up. But women, I'm just going to say it's women and ain't men. Women keep talking about lately the newest things. Unbig my back, unbig my back, unbig your plate. That's the first step. Like, seriously, how do you expect to unbig your back, your belly, or anything else when your plate is here, but your food is stacked to here? Make it make sense. How do you expect to unbig your back or unbig your belly when you're not even paying attention to how much you put on there? You're using every inch of the plate, and you got the nerve to go buy the biggest plates too. Unbig your plate. That's not anything that you need that much of, right? Now, with your veggies, when we're talking about portion control, be mindful of how you set up your plate. Half of your plate should be your veggies first and foremost. Then you put your grains and your carbs on there, and then your protein. Well, I'm sorry, I'm back, take that back. Veggie, protein, carb. And um when it comes to what you should and shouldn't have, the balance, because I have people ask me too, Krista, what's the balance you're talking about? Since you say you don't believe in restriction, what's the balance? I believe in like 80-20. So 20% of the time, rock out. 80% of the time, be very cognizant. That doesn't mean to eat clean, robotic, because even that is a whole different discussion on what clean eating is and healthier eating is. But as long as you're not doing half and half, you're like, well, I probably every day I just order out for lunch, but I cook dinner every day for lunch. I just grab some in the drive-through, but I cook dinner. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. That's still too much. But if you're going to get something to eat once or twice a week for all your meals, so what? You're cooking and being mindful of how you cook it. Don't be bragging about cooking when you using a whole bunch of butter and you frying things and you slathering it with cheese and all the sauces. Still be mindful. Ask yourself, if I ate nothing but this all day, every day, and we just gonna make it short for 3 days, how would I feel physically? Not psychologically, but physically. What would this do to my body? If it's not something that you should or could eat all day for 3 days each day, that's something that you want to be mindful of how much you consume. Not taking it out of your diet, but being mindful. Let me know if that makes sense. Oh, says I actually love frozen yogurt. Unfortunately, my neighborhood markets don't sell enough of frozen yogurt at all. That sucks. Because y'all, I tell y'all, frozen Greek yogurt. Ooh, baby. Now come on, get with it. For my ice cream lovers. Yes, and it's all the protein. All right. So with that, we talked about how your plate should look. Make sure you're looking at the nutrition labels and looking at what they say the serving size should be. They'll tell you if it should be an ounce, if it should be a quarter of a cup, if it should be 6 ounces, if it should be 11. It's 11 tater tots or 22 pretzel sticks. You know what I'm saying? They'll tell you what your serving size should be. And don't be above getting a scale, especially until, like right now, I can tell you, I've been weighing foods for so long. I can basically eyeball it and tell you how big that is, what size is, quarter cup, full cup, 2 ounces, 5 ounces. I can do that. But in the beginning, when it's something new to you, get your measuring cups. Get a scale. You don't have to get no fancy scale. My little scale. So one of these days, I'm gonna show y'all my little scale. But just something to balance out so you can be aware of how much you're consuming, to portion it out. Let me know if we can do this. Can we do this, y'all? I know y'all can, but I want you to say it. All right. And it's important, when I talked about unbigging your plate, it's important to do that because the bigger our plates are psychologically, the more we want to put on there. All that empty space makes people feel uncomfortable. Like, no, it should be more on there. So they fill up that space, which means they've added more calories. Because guess what? When we see it, we want to eat it. For a number of reasons, psychologically, it's there, so we're supposed to eat it. Also, we've been programmed that we don't waste food because there's starving kids all around the world, right? So that's why I want you to use these smaller plates, smaller cups, especially for my folks who drink coffee and stuff. Like today, this is my little mug. It looks tall, but it's thin, right? I do have some big, fat, tall ones too. But I thought about that when I got this one this morning because I have the shorter, thicker ones. But it made me think about my folks with coffee. Same thing. You get a big old cup, you want to fill it all up. And then what you doing? Adding all the extra cream and sugar. Come on now. Let's just be mindful. Okay. Do you have tips on managing temptations? Look, temptations are temptations. I would say this. I don't believe, I'm saying it again. I don't believe in depriving yourself. So my tip is to start small. Just get a little bit of whatever you feel is tempting you. Don't tell yourself that you can't have it. Because the more you tell yourself you can't have it or you shouldn't have it, the more you want it, the more you crave it, the more you eat of it once you finally get it. But when you say, this is something I really like, but I know I shouldn't eat it all day, every day for 3 days, which means I can't eat a lot of it, right? So I would say for those things that you feel tempted by, I would say figure out how to add them into your weekly diet. So if you feel tempted by a caramel macchiato, whatever, tell yourself, you know what, that's going to be my Sunday thing. I'm gonna get me a caramel macchiato. Then that way, instead of being tempted, you have something to look forward to and it's being managed. Let me know if that makes sense. Okay? All right, y'all. I'm going to stop fussing at y'all today. But read y'all labels. Get a scale if you need to. Pull out your measuring cups. Pull out your measuring spoons. Be real honest about how much you're actually consuming. And like I said, my takeaway for today, you're very welcome, Miss Annie, is when you're trying to determine whether you should or should not manage how much you consume that food, ask yourself, if I ate this food all day, every day for 3 days, how would I feel physically? Not psychologically, but physically. If I ate pizza all day, every day for 3 days, how would I feel? How would my body feel? If I ate ice cream 3 days, how would my body feel? Those are the things I want you to pay attention to. All right, y'all. So I'm going to let y'all go. I hope you all have an amazing Friday, a fantabulous Friday. And, you know, Turkey Day is next week. So we got some real deal conversations to have then too. All right, y'all. So y'all be good or be good at it, as my mama said. And I will see y'all next time. Have a good weekend. Bye.